So I don't know how long this video gonna last because I've been having like memory storage issues. But I want to address some things that I have observed in my life and things that's like transpiring and shit. Spirit trying to speak to me through me. So I don't even know where the fuck to start. Like, bruh. Things that I have like taken notice of, like, yo, learning human behavior. It's like some humans connect through trauma. It's a term they call trauma bonding, right? And I saw a post and I always heard that word and I never really like even thought about it. Never really gave it too much thought, never tried to explore it. But I saw this meme that said something like most people connect through trauma bonding. That's why when you do good and you doing good for yourself, people tend to start acting funny or they distance themselves and things like that. It's because the vibration that they operate on is dealing in dysfunction and trauma. And that's how a lot of people bond. You know what I'm saying? Through their traumas. Because other people have shared similar experiences and things like that. And everybody be saying they want peace in their life and shit like that. But some people don't know how to get away from trauma bonding. And that is like, I had just recently had an experience that made that absolutely clear to me. Like, yo, reality versus expectations. And sometimes people expect for me to trauma bond. And I ain't gonna say that I never done it before because I have. But I can honestly say for me, it's never been to a point that when somebody start doing good, I cut them off or I think they acting funny. I just see it. People got the right to grow. People have a right to evolve. People have a right to change. I will never hold it against somebody for changing, for elevating, for growing. Shit, I encourage it. I salute it. I praise it. You know what I'm saying? But people be having expectations. They make the mind is very incredible and it reflects a lot. Like people, a lot of people live in their head and they have expectations and they have like fantasies and they have an idea or they know how they want shit to play out, but maybe they not brave enough to speak on it and say exactly what they feel. So because they don't know how to be direct, they just hold a thought in their head, and then when things don't play out the way they do, then they're upset. And then when they get upset, then they resent you. I'm not laughing because I'm making fun of it. It's just like, wow, like, yo. So I guess when I just want to address a lot of things like, yo, yeah, we man, to save yourself disappointment in this world, you gotta lose expectations from anything outside of yourself other than like, okay, it's okay to have expectations. Just like when you go on a job, the job expects you to do a certain duty. they make it very clear in like when they hire you and they going through orientation, they're telling you everything what to expect, what they expect of you, right? Okay. Now, when you don't seem to be catching on or something, they'll call you and they'll have a word with you. Like it's a proper name for it. Like, okay, like a verbal warning type, situation. And then, they offer to help you and this, that, and the third to fix the problem. But if you don't seem to fit in with the team, what they do, they get rid of you. Okay. Well, sometimes that happen and that be the case. Like, yo, but the problem with human beings is that, like I said, a lot of them live in their head and they expect, it's like they have secret expectations. Like, yo, scenarios, plotting and putting certain situations together to see how certain shit'll play out type shit. And when it don't go the way they want it to go, then it's like, oh, okay. You know, and then people be like secretly resenting you instead of being brave enough to say, look, I got a problem with you. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they don't want to hear what they gonna hear. Maybe they know the outcome and they don't want to face it. God knows why people do what they do. But my message today is that, honest to God, I want the whole entire world to know that, like, yo, we got to stop feeling responsible for other people's thought processes and perspectives and perceptions and things like that. Like, yo, other than having children, like if you're a caregiver, a guardian of some sort, then you have an obligation to fulfill a duty of the, like, whatever it is to like for a child, to provide and protect, to make sure that they are sound mind, body, and spirit. That's our duties as parents, caretakers, guardians, and things like that. But when you're a full grown ass adult, like, okay, and then like in relationships and stuff like that, communication is very important. And a lot of people that I notice, like, they don't speak, like, yo, I just really hate the psychology of the Western world or the world period, because, like, yo, suppression is normal. People, like, really, they don't encourage, like, yo, it's like people try to persecute you for speaking truth, to speak to the truth of your emotions, to speak to the truth of your reactions to a situation. And when you say some unfavorable shit, some shit that they don't like, or some shit that just, like, people just so used to just laying dead and taking shit. I ain't built like that, man. I'm not built like that. Like, I've always been an extrovert when it comes to communication. I never bite my tongue. Like, yo, my whole life, y'all gotta understand this. Like, I took the harder way. I made a conscious choice to take the harder way, because I'm not going to sell pieces of my soul, bits and pieces of my soul, to please others. If you offended me, you're going to know that you offended me. Now you want to condemn me and convict me because I express my true feelings. Like, I don't get violent with people. I don't put my fucking hands on people. I don't go all screaming to the top of my fucking lungs. And I don't do all that. I just say what is on my mind. And society will really try to persecute you and make you feel bad for speaking your mind, man. I have always been true to myself. And when I say that, I mean like, yo, I always been outspoken. And when you are outspoken and when you speak with authority, people will perceive that as you're being bitter or you're angry or you're too masculine or you know, just for being who the fuck I am. I'll be the first to admit, yo, I'm not for everybody. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm at peace with the fact that I live on this earth with a billion trillion other motherfuckers. I'm not guaranteed to get along with every single one of them. I'm not guaranteed that my frequency is going to vibe with the next motherfucker. It's okay though. Like, it's okay. If you don't like me for whatever reason, I promise you it's okay. I have no beef with you. I'm good. If you got a problem with me, peacefully, sincerely, please feel free to talk to me. Not disrespect me, not raise your hands at me, and not threaten me, but to actually have a conversation. Now, people be on this whole tone thing. It's all about tone and the delivery. Yo, I don't give a fuck how you perceive shit. Like, I'm not responsible for your... I said what I said. I say what I say and I mean what I say. I speak with authority and I mean what I say. Tone, delivery, and all. You heard me though, right? So the issue that people be so mad at me about is the fact that, one, I don't care how you feel. Number two, you don't control how I speak or how I communicate. You don't have that authority or power. I have sole proprietorship over me and my forms of communication and how I choose to communicate. My delivery, my speech, look, it's going to offend some, and some people are going to love it and embrace it. And that is okay. Do you understand? Remove yourself from things that don't serve you. That is okay. I will not be mad if my vibration is not for you. It's okay. It really is. I'm not for everybody, and everybody is not for me. But we all cross paths for a reason, whether it's a blessing or a lesson or both. Let it be. And when it's done, let it go. Shit. I don't know what else to tell people, but at the end of the day, self-love is the best love of all, y'all. Like, you have to love yourself. You have to set boundaries so that people won't violate. You have to communicate. You cannot be afraid to speak. You cannot suppress who you are. Your speech is a part of who you are. Your communication is a part of who you are. Your voice is a blessing. God gave that to you. Use it or don't. However, but whatever you choose to do, it's not going to affect what I do one way or the other. And I'm at peace with everything I said. And on that note, I'm going to conclude this video. Peace and blessings to all.